Now, One Piece has a lot of great fights. Currently, I'm on episode 310 for the anime, and I'm so glad this show actually picked up even more than I thought it would even after the first 30 episodes. In fact, it got so good that now I'm making a video currently talking about what I see as the perfect conflict in the story currently, Luffy vs Usopp. The conflict between these two not only is my favorite part of the series up to this point, but it's genuinely one of my favorite fights in all of manga, and I'm barely a fraction into the whole story itself. One Piece has surprised me a lot, but nothing like this before, and today I am not here alone as I'm here joined by my homie, the Masked Man. I appreciate my homie taking the time out of his day to help me talk about what I see as the perfect conflict. Now, to first talk about the perfect conflict, we need to dissect what exactly was the buildup / cause of said conflict. For Luffy and Usopp's case, the buildup was the Go Merry. You see, the Go Merry by this point simply can't continue to travel due to how bad its scars are. The very foundation of the ship was broken, and the Straw Hats wouldn't even make it to the next island in this ship. Luffy understands this, and after a while of trying to keep the Go Merry and trying to get her fixed and realizing that it's impossible and there's no other way, he decides to get another ship for he and the crew if they want to try and continue their journey. If you guys don't remember, the Go Merry was the ship given to the Straw Hats by Usopp's friend, and we've already seen throughout the arcs and the little moments we get with the Straw Hats, Usopp loves this ship and will put his very life on the line just to keep it. Usopp loved this goddamn ship so much that the ship literally carried on longer than it should have because of how much the Straw Hats and especially Usopp loved it and wanted the boat to carry on. So when Luffy has to announce to Usopp after he got literally beaten up over money he was going to use to attempt to fix the Merry that the crew is leaving the Go Merry, that's when Usopp initially thinks Luffy is joking at first. However, when he comes to realize this isn't a joke, this is when Usopp snaps and the conflict begins to stir up. Usopp doesn't want to let go of the Merry, even though deep down he knows she can't go on. However, Luffy has already made the decision, and when these two go back and forth arguing, Luffy tries to make Usopp understand where he's coming from, but Usopp doesn't even want to hear it. He shouldn't have given up on the Merry like that and comes to a decision like that without consulting him. This eventually leads into Luffy almost saying if Usopp doesn't like it, he can leave. Luckily, Sanji then intervenes to stop Luffy from finishing off those words he didn't mean, but Usopp already knew what he was going to say and ends up deciding if they are going to leave the Go Merry, they'll also have to leave Usopp behind. As we see Usopp walk away, it's even hard for Luffy to see him walk, holding everything back to not cry, and that's when Usopp decides to challenge Luffy to a duel, a battle to keep the Go Merry.
Now, Usopp would have a day to prepare beforehand, and going into this fight, you could probably already guess that Usopp was going to lose. However, I don't think we should take away how much effort and determination Usopp had to keep the boat. The man pulled out an impact dial while injured just to get some type of damage off. And him being super strategic and actually catching Luffy off guard had me at the edge of my seat. However, the battle did come to its end when Luffy throws a full-on Gum Gum Bazooka at Usopp, showing that he wasn't pulling any punches in their fight and defeats his former comrade. During this fight as well, it's also great to note the detail of the Go Merry crying, showing that this fight really did break the Straw Hats. Luffy says how Usopp can keep the ship and walks back to the crew. As he does, we see Luffy tear up and commenting about this heavy burden he has. Zoro responds that it's the burden of the captain, and the rest of the crew relies on him to bear it. We then see Usopp's three closest friends up to this point. Luffy, Chopper, and Nami just straight up cry.
The perfect conflict to me not only has setup that stirs up great drama, but also just as good of an execution to back it up, along with having consequences and stakes in the story because of said conflict. Or, I guess the easier answer is, conflict should feel impactful and hit you like a truck, and that's what this fight did to me. Fuck Oda for making me cry, and good night.